Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and whatever time of day it is, wherever you may be, it is my sincere prayer and hope that all is well with you and yours. I'm in my truth. Welcome to Where Truth Speaks. I speak truth. I speak the energy that's around me. And it is my intention to encourage those who tune in to understand that in spite of the bullshit that we're all subjected to, that there is light within you to elevate the situation. And today, just want to touch a little bit on the individuals that sit in the House of Representatives, Congress, Senate. Specifically in my mind is Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. She uh, she gave up, in my opinion, and she was given some tokens for her state. Tokens for her state, for her constituents, supposedly. Something to kind of put a band aid on an open, gaping wound. I do recall seeing a clip with Miss Murkowski when she admitted that she was afraid of the consequences of going against the status quo of the Republican MAGA, whatever they call themselves. But she said that she was afraid, and her fear overwhelmed her, took her completely out of the box, and she sold out. She sold out. Now, I don't live in the state of Alaska. Beautiful state from the pictures that I have seen. However, Alaska or wherever you may be, I would think that when you vote somebody into office to represent you, the constituents, that you want somebody who is a fighter, someone who will not back down, someone who knows how to negotiate, someone who knows a little about give and take. And I think that should apply to all representatives. If you're scared, you shouldn't be there. You know the environment that you're going into. These are cutthroat individuals who will do anything to coalesce to their benefactors. Some things that have been allowed with regards to elections should be stopped immediately because I think, my opinion, that the big money, the dark money, I don't care what color, money influences people and it influences them in a negative way. Many moon ago, the president, when I was when I came into this world, was Dwight Eisenhower. And upon his leaving, his final address to the nation, I remember these words so clearly. I was a little person then, but I remembered. I've done a little study on Eisenhower. I liked him. I liked him. I liked his spirit. He wasn't a bad man. He wasn't. Um, he wasn't callous. He was considerate of most things that came across to him. He was a general. He was a man who had been to war, seen what it had done to the countries that he had been in. And he came back here to the States, won the presidency, and like I said, on his address to the nation when he was leaving, he said plainly, beware, beware of the industrial, I'm trying to think of the exact words, military complex. The industrial military complex. People make money off of war. How tragic is that? How sad is it? They make money off of war. Don't nobody want to make money off of peace. Everything is a fight. It's a fight against this, a fight against that, us against them. Everything is this shit going on all the time. It does not have to be that way. We do not have to live that way. And that brings me back to those who run for these positions and are voted in, but they're cowards. They're backed by the big money. They want that dollar, but they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything for the constituents because they've been bought and paid for. That's on both sides of the aisle. And that includes those who refer to themselves as independents. I think that many are compromised by the dollar. Dollar won't save you. Might provide you cover for a moment, but it won't save you. If you don't have the balls, the gonads, the spine, or anything else you want to term it as, and you're running for public office, don't do it. Because evidently it is a vicious game. And it always involves the constituents, are the ones who bear the brunt of the misguided decisions that are made. This shit that we're living through right now, this bill that Orange Mussolini wants to be passed so that he can make a big deal of it tomorrow on the 4th of July. For those who voted the TV host to be the president again, what were you thinking? Everything is negotiable with him because he's all about the almighty dollar. But it's always somebody else's dollar, it's not his. He really doesn't have any dollars in and of himself. He has nothing. He has a broken mind, a deficient spirit. He is an empty shell of a human being. The man is a walking tragedy, trying to gain favor from people who clearly do not like him. He does anything to garner attention to himself. And that's what this bill is about, in the process of hurting the rest of the citizens of this country, the people of the land. He doesn't give a shit. So what do we have? We have people sitting there in the MAGA and Republican uh, portion of the chambers who vote against the very things that keep their constituents, such as it is, relatively healthy and with some degree of comfort. You think about it. These morphos want to take away taxpayer money, the constituents' money, to keep themselves. You don't want them to have health care, but you sit in the chambers with the best health care that the government can provide on your constituents' dime. Now, I realize this, many of y'all pay taxes too, those that are in those chambers. You pay taxes too. However, you're a very small majority compared to the, the nation as a whole. So the working poor, moderates, whatever you want to consider the general population to be, they are the ones who foot the bill for all the bullshit that y'all vote for. Those that sit in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, top of the line, like I said, health care. Y'all got it. You got it. You get a pension, that's paid for by your constituents. Yet and still, you motherfuckers will not stand up against this narcissistic, the sick end. The man is mentally ill. He is soulless. He has no soul. He doesn't care about anybody. Nobody. Nobody. He is clearly in cognitive decline. It has been repeatedly stated over the years that he doesn't like to read. He can't read, motherfucker. Can't read past third grade level. Want to bet? Want to bet? Yet and still, this is what members of our nation have put in office. They put him in office the first time when he was 45. He was not put in office. There was no mandate for him to be where he is now. This election, as most people know in their bones, was stolen. I'll say it again, stolen. They stole it. Muskrat configured, tweaked, whatever the fuck they did, and they stole this election from VP Harris and Governor Walz. Stole it. Desperate to decimate this country. Why? Why do you hate the very people of the nation that put you in the positions that you are in? Does that make any motherfucking sense to you? Seriously. Holla at a sister. Inquiring minds want to know. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? As of this moment, from what I've been seeing across the feeds, the Democrats in the House have stood their ground and they have voted against this bullshit. They have to. They have to. And for you Republicans, how sad of a soul you are that you vote that you would want to implement this shit against your own people. It doesn't make any sense. And from a energetic perspective, I understand that things are coming to a head and to an end so that something new can be birthed out of it because of the things that have been done in this nation. It has to come to the forefront so that it can be dealt with. And maybe this is these are the elements that are being used to make the rest of us wake up. I'm going to use that word that the Satan hates. Be woke. Woke. Wake up. Wake up. So that's what's on my head today. I would encourage you all that have an ear to hear will speak up any way that you can. Okay? I personally am not able to be in the street. And quite frankly, I'm not going in the streets because somebody might decide that they want to ship my ass somewhere. I don't know where you think you're going to send me because I don't fit in no place but where I'm at. Because this is my land. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And I'm using the platform that I have here to voice my opinion, to share my perspective. Like I said before, it is my opinion, and I'm entitled to that, as are you. Agree to disagree, whatever the fuck. Fact is, shit's happening that should not happen because of the greed of those that are in positions of authority and power. However, remember this, that authority and power was given to them by we, the people. We gave it, we can take it away. Folks keep talking about how scared they are. Scared of the president. He's a man, puts his pants on one leg at a time, like every other man. He's a very poor excuse for a human being. Nevertheless, he is in the position that he's in because he got in there by lying, cheating, and stealing. And he threatens our representatives. I'm going to primary you if you don't vote this way or you don't do what I tell you to do. People, wake up, understand that the power that they think they have is false. It's an illusion. We are the power. We speak truth to power. Raise your voices. Let your elected officials know. Oh, you want to put grandma on the corner? That ain't going to happen. We will vote you out. And we will put someone in there who's going to do what we want them to do. Find common ground. We all love our families for the most part. And we also realize that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Find the common ground. And in addition to that, I would add this. When we get the people that we want in the positions of authority that we want them to be in, we want them to change some shit too. We want them to change some shit. Ain't no 2 years here, 4 years there, and 6 over here. No, 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 no. That shit needs to stop. Now, there is some, how should I say that? Some value. Well, not some value. There is value in longevity. You learn. The longer you stay somewhere, the more you learn about how things work or don't work. So, for those who have been in these offices for a period of time, okay, cool. You've learned some things. You've learned how government works. You've learned how this department works or that department works, and you work, and they work within that supposedly. What they're not doing is the old guard. Pololo, I love her. Woman got gonads, okay? Wrong on a lot of shit, in my opinion. Yet and still, she knew how to run the House of Representatives. Schumer, Schumer's old as dirt, knowledgeable man, but they block the youth, the younger ones from coming forward. AOC, Jasmine Crockett. I just saw a thing on my boy Reese Waters, love the boy, um, when they were talking about how Jasmine had withdrawn uh, her nomination for I think it was one of the House positions she was going for, and what was said quiet is that she too black, she too loud, she doesn't speak in the vernacular that we like, our people to speak in. Cut that shit out. My opinion, that is what's wrong. One of the many things that is binding the Democratic Party from doing what needs to be done. You can speak articulately, intelligently, but what's this? She too black. You need someone in there that's loud. Shake y'all shit up. AOC, she loud. That's my girl. I love her. Shake some shit up. You need new blood. You old folk need to get on. It's time. New ideas, new way of doing things. The Constitution was written when? We're in the 21st century, y'all. It's time to update some shit. The things that we are dealing with within throughout our government is old as it is. You got to update shit. Infrastructure of the country. Perfect example. This shit was built, what, 50, 60, 70, some even 100 years ago? Infrastructure. And it's crumbling. Stuff don't last forever, especially when you take the cheap way out. Stop holding up the new blood, senators and Congress. Stop holding up the new blood because you don't want to let it go. Let it go. Mentor the young ones that are coming in. That's what Bernie Sanders is doing. That's what he's always done. From my perspective, he's always stepped out to try to uplift those that are coming behind him. The rest of you boy boys, you too busy blocking shit. She too this, they too that. That was your generation. Scared. Ain't time for being scared. We don't have time for being scared. We need our young representatives to be able to express us. Have a good day. It may true. I'm out.